So, a warm welcome to one and all who have gathered here. Very good afternoon to you. And on the part of SMS family, we welcome you all for this webinar of usage of pre-hardened steel in cold forming applications. So let's start. So the topic for today, as we discussed, is usage of pre-hardened steel in cold forming application. Myself, Stalin Lakshmikantan, and I'm handling Toolox for the past 5 years with SMS. So to look at the summary of what you expect out of this webinar, so we'll brief you out about Swedish Semi Steel as well as the mill SSAB. We'll also look into how the metal is being produced, the product that we're looking into Toolox. We'll also look into the different machining parameters since it's been in pre-hardened material. I mean, there will be a lot of apprehensions and questions about how the material can be made. And we'll also look at a comparative study between the different case studies, how Toolox will help you out with conventional steel grades. And also we have a whole lot of case studies from which has been done in India as well as globally. Look at various press tools, which is how it has been used with Toolox. Let's get started. So we are Swedish Semi Steel. We supply special steel and complete wear solution in the Middle East and Indian subcontinent. So we are based in Bangalore in India and with offices in Pune and customers spread across the country. So we operate with the motto of providing a highly local and highly technical service. We have a 2-decade-year relationship with SSAB, offering only Swedish steel products, and our association goes more than 20 years. So what is Toolox? Toolox is a multi-purpose, ready-to-use engineering steel. So you might have heard about a lot of pre-hardened material, but this takes the cake in the form of its manufacturing capabilities, how it uses modern manufacturing technologies, and the combination of both the chemical and mechanical properties which the metal can achieve. So it is being produced based on a high strength and in low alloy concept. It comes in 2 different forms, Toolox 33 and 44, being both with 45 HRC and 30 HRC respectively. And it is being produced by SSAB, whom are known for producing advanced high strength steels and quenched and tempered steels, with the production being happening in Sweden. So this is the mill wherein which the Toolox is being produced. It's been produced in a place called Oxelösund in Sweden. And the mill is capable of producing more than 8 million tons of special steels annually. So you might have seen a test certificate with other tool steel manufacturers. So what differentiates us from others is you not only have the hardness value and the chemical composition, you have in plate material ID so that if something goes wrong, you can trace it back to the where it's been processed. You have the hardness, you have the chemical composition, and it also comes up with ultrasonic testing, each and every single plate, and as well as the toughness, as well as yield and tensile strength values. So you have all the mechanical as well as the chemical composition and all the mechanical properties which has been given. It is all guaranteed properties. So that is what differentiates Toolox from other tool steels. So we use blast furnace in the steel making. It is not the arc furnace of older years. So we use blast furnace, and the quality is being maintained throughout the production techniques. So it has been told, and so if you sum it up, I mean, this is exactly the R&D where the entire R&D of the material happens. As you can see, the The metal is in hot rolled condition. It's been water quenched, and it comes and it changes into room temperature within a matter of seconds. So extreme water quenching happens at extreme force, and depending upon the different thicknesses of the material being produced, for different thicknesses, what is the amount of water at different temperature, that all defines the matrix of the material. And that's where we get this combination of high hardness and high toughness. So since we had already said that this has a unique combination of high hardness, high toughness, and high tensile strength, so it can be a multi-purpose steel, and it can be used in your plastic molds, your cold forming, in your hot application, as well as various engineering components. So rightly for today, for us, the main focus of concern lies in cold forming. So Tulox in cold forming. So these will be the common materials that you would have used. I mean, D2, D6, D3, O1, Calmax, or various kind of material which commonly used. And if you choose the application wisely, then all these materials can be used with Tulox. So selection of Tulox grades depends upon many factors, including the work metal that you're going to do it. I mean, what is the forming condition that you look into, and what kind of volumes that you expect out of the material, and the surface conditions that you require. So based on that, you can decide whether to go with Tulox at 45 HRC itself, or you need to do any kind of surface treatment to it. So for a die in two parts, let's look at what are the different points which is required for a material both at the surface and the matrix level. So to start with, at the surface level, the material has to resist different types of wear. It has to provide you with high surface quality and finish, and it should be suitable for surface engineering. At the matrix level, it should resist chipping and cracking. It should carry forces of various service loads, and it should maintain your dimensional and shape stability. So if you consider all these above qualities both at the surface and matrix level, Tulox with its unique capabilities of the properties, it ticks all the right boxes and all the different parameters that you require out of a tool steel. So when you look at the cold forming, different failure mechanisms which is associated with that, so you can, one is abrasive wear. It is constituted to hard work metal scoring on the tool surface. Adhesive wear, it happens due to the friction and adhesion between the sliding surfaces. Chipping, it considers the major problems. It is caused due to micro cracks, and the micro cracks, whatever initiated, it will propagate through to the surface. And plastic deformation, that is also a major failure mechanism that you face, and also cracking. So all these failure mechanisms can be, particularly with cracking, since Tulox comes with high toughness value, so that helps you in addressing wherever the problems face in cracking. Then Tulox can be an effective and efficient material in replacing or addressing those failure mechanisms. So this is the adhesive wear test. So the component with the scratches that would interrupt your run in the production. So 1, 2, and 3 would give you successful results. So we had seen what are the failure mechanisms, and we'll just look at what are the factors which are affect an adhesive wear. So contact pressure, quality of tool surface, sliding velocity, additional elements, separating surfaces. So these are the factors which affect them. So depending upon however you're using, for example, if the contact pressure, you can check whether it is high or the low. or the quality of the tool surface. We can check whether it's rough or smooth, and then accordingly you can work on it. So one thing what Toolox promises or offers is it offers an homogeneous material, so that you will be able to machine in every direction, and you will be able to achieve very tighter tolerances. And this example, what we are given here, is a milling which has been done for over 4 meters, and the demands what it achieves is it is just a deformation of just 0.1 mm for every 1 meter. So tighter tolerances can be achieved. So so let's come into the production part. So you take in, I mean, all the materials. I mean, this is an example which is given for H13. I don't think it will be too much of invariance when you compare it to in cold working tool steel. So all material, when you compare it in an annealed condition and you compare it with an Toolox 44. So what are the process that you go through? So you have to do 2 times programming in a normal material, whereas in Toolox 44 it's only once. You need not go for rough CNC, fine CNC in Toolox. You can directly go for your finished final CNC. And obviously, since it's been in pre-hardened material, the EDM time is a bit higher. But from our experience, what it shows us, the manufacturing time, when you consider from raw material to the finished thing, even without considering the heat treatment time and the cost involved to it, that you'll be able to save at least 25 to 30% of the time, where Toolox will be, that you'll be able to manufacture Toolox faster than compared to the regular things. So there will be a lot of questions with someone. Okay, fine, you are saying that your material is 45 HRC, but I require 50 HRC or 58 HRC, 60 HRC, 60 plus HRC for my applications. What am I to do? Whether this material is compatible to that? It's very much compatible to that. Toolox is a very effective and excellent substrate for all kind of surface engineering that you need to do. So as you see that there are different kinds of surface treatment methods available. We'll see briefly about how different, what are the parameters required for different surface engineering things. And this shows you at Toolox 44 at 45 HRC, that being in base material, and you'll be able to achieve around 65 HRC with nitriding, and more than 70 HRC with PVD, and close to 55 to 56 with induction hardening. So this chart gives you the various values for Toolox 44 and Toolox 33. At what hardness, what soaking time to up to what hardening depth that you can take it into for this. So depending upon the hardness that you require to achieve, you can use the required So first we'll check out the induction hardening. So this is a process in which the case depth can be improved up to 3 to 4 mm. So the hardness achieved is around 55 to 57 HRC. The depth of hardness is 2 to 4 mm that you can achieve. So this is the new induction hardening test that we have done for Toolox 33 in 91 dia. So you can just see the process, how it's been done. So as you see that for the different parameters of induction hardening, what you can achieve is, even with Toolox 33, you can achieve 55 to 56 HRC. with an effective hardness depth of 4.02. So this is also another process, which is an upcoming process and an innovative and exciting process called laser hardening. So this is also a technique wherein which you will be able to increase your case depth of 0.2 to 2 So when it comes to Tulox 44, you can improve up to 800 HP, and Tulox 30 you can go up to 700 HP. The main advantage of having a laser hardened with Tulox 44 is there is little distortion in the whole component. So and since the laser hardened beam width is very accurate and to the point, so your cutting edges can be done with this laser hardened edge, and that will give long lasting results. So we shall see how it is useful in the application part when we go through it. So Tulox 44 is delivered at 45 HRC. That's been said. So now comes the question of, okay, fine, it's a 45 HRC material. Okay, fine. Whether either I need to spend a lot of money and time for machining and bring in with new tools. So those we are trying to release those kind of apprehensions. Yes, you require proper tooling, recommended toolings for this. There is a famous mold maker from Europe, Hansco. So they have done machining with Tulox 44, and this is their feedback. And if used with proper tooling, so machining Tulox is not a big task. This is the turning recommendation. And this will be our tapping recommendation. So this is for drilling. So it is not necessarily that you need to take, only what are the brands that we have recommended here. You can ask your tool supplier to give any tool equivalent to the nomenclature, whatever has been mentioned. So that will serve your purpose. So high-speed rough milling, which has been done. So as per the example that we have given here, so the insert lifetime has run around 180 minutes, and the volume of chip removed is 161 centimeters square per minute. So even though you are removed extensive, close to 30,000 centimeters square of chips being removed, the deformation is very, very minimal. And it is able to maintain less than 0.1 mm of on flatness, even though you have done extensive machining with this. So not only that you need to have an expensive machining or like the previous one, even traditional milling you can do with Tulox. So even with traditional milling, the deformation is around 0.4 mm on flatness during rough milling. So this is been done in an normal tool room in Pune. As you can see that milling is not for any machine. So let's look at the different applications is used for tool locks. So before getting into the applications, we will like to remind everyone of the quality of the material that we are in here. So this graph gives you a clear idea of how tool locks is comparable to other steels. So tool locks is almost, or if not much less, I mean much cleaner than an ESR remelted steel. So it's all rolled material in the flats, and what you get is in clean steel without any inclusions. So let's look at the comparison between tool locks 44 and D2. So you can look at the things, and tool locks being delivered at 45 HRC, and you get a guarantee of toughness at 18 joules. So whatever metal being manufactured here, it has been done, provided with guaranteed properties. And at the end, you will find that the CE values being pronounced as 0.97 and 4.25 for D2, which denotes that the thermal cutting and welding of the material is very good for tool locks, and that's not so the case for D2. So as you will all, I think, would understand and appreciate that fatigue properties are an important criterion for overcoming chipping and cracking problems in your molds. So this graphs again gives you an idea of what tool locks and tool locks with different surface treatment process can give you. So as you can see, that tool locks 44 plus induction hardening gives considerably higher when compared, even comparable to powder metallurgy steels. So that's the kind of options that the material gives it to you. So this is the price positioning of tool locks used in cold working steel, and as you can see that the toughness of the metal is very high, even when it's compared to not only the conventional steel grades but also the PM steel grades. So in the forming, this gives you an idea of different materials that you're trying to use for forming your blanking, and with the kind of tensile strength of the base metal sheet which you're using, you can decide which process of tool locks, whether tool locks you can use it directly or tool locks with surface treatment is required for this kind of process. So for example, if you're using less than 500 MPa sheet, if you want to do a forming less than 6 mm, then tool locks 44 should be good enough. If you are doing for the same, I mean, but if the sheet MPa is more than 550 MPa, I mean, if it's less than 3 mm, then you need to be sure about tool locks 44 and other processes. So depending upon which way you need to go, where exactly your application stands, this will give you an idea of where to use the material. So replacing tool steels with both for tool locks 33 and 44. So you can find that tool locks 44 they can replace your normal cold working steels as D2 and D3. But adding to that, it can also replace your shock resistant steels like S7 and A2. And not only that, if you choose your application wisely, you can also replace some areas of powder metallurgy steels. So this is an application for Ford chassis. So what we have done is this has also been a monoblock. So usually with a D2 for the similar kind of pieces, what you would be doing is compartmentalizing into 4 or 5 different parts. With two locks, you can go with one single piece of the material. So this has been used for different grades of Bosch washing machine. Also, two locks grades have been used. So it has been used for stainless steel air conditioning cover on a Scania truck. This is Audi A8 pillar. So this has been used for 1.8 mm Docol 600 sheet, and this with Tulox 33. And this is an area which you can attribute to Tulox much easily. So this is the area where most of the tool steels would not give you proper results, and you will face the issue of cracking at this juncture. So 2.2 mm of S355 material being used, which has been replaced with Tulox 44. It has overcome the issue of cracking and it has given good results. Tool application for Tulox application for deep draw. So this is a two-wheeler fuel tank which we are done with Tulox 44, and it's been used in a single block. The whole block has been used, and you can find that it is almost a hollow block which has been machined. And even after machining for so much, you will not find that the metal to be having any distortion or any problem in matching. And it's been used, these kind of components are also been used in deep drawing. So when compared to D2, Tulox 44 giving good results when compared to all other things. So another example of progressive dies. So now let's look into Tulox in different cutting applications. So if you want to cut the material, then depending upon, say for example, if a sheet metal that you want to cut is between 0 to 3 mm, then you can use either Tulox 44 as it is, or you can go for induction hardening or PVD coating. So nitriding with Tulox 44 when the sheet thickness is minimum 3 mm is not recommended. When the sheet metal thickness is 3 to 6 mm, then you can do all the three process depending upon what you want. So in the previous slides that how Tulox is very much useful for easy thermal cutting and welding. So this particular video will demonstrate that. So as you've seen in this particular thing, that you will find that that we are able to do 120 mm of two locks in normal gas cutting without any problem.
Hello.
Hello. Sir, I would request you to please mute yourself. Sir. If you have any questions, you can. I would request you to ask at the end. So again, for this cutting operation, this is an induction hardened cutting edge. So as you can see that previous metal being D2, it has failed in 20,000 pieces. The mode of failure being cracking. And when you use Toolox 40 plus induction hardening, the tool lock what you get is 50,000 component, but there is no failure of cracking. At 80,000 pieces, you have a problem, but that problem is only wear, not cracking. So anything that has to do with cracking, you can replace the metal with Toolox immediately. So this is another application where you can use it. You can find this 2358 material. The tool life is 3,500. And with Toolox 44, it goes up to even 6,000. So this is an interesting application what we have here. So Toolox 44 with laser hardened at the edges. It has given more than 1 lakh shots without any regrinding. The previous been Venedis 4E expensive material being used, and it requires regrinding to be done after every 2,000 or 3,000 shots. And you can imagine the kind of saving what it can do for you. These are the various laser hardened part for the same item. Toolox in progressive dies. Let's look at some. So this is 0.75 mm galvanized. So we have come to the end of the webinar here. So we have looked at the quality of the manufacturing process, how it's been done. So since it's been a material which doesn't require any heat treatment, it saves a lot of money and time, and it can be called as, you can say that it's a pre-hardened version of cold working steel. And complete spectrum of applications we have done, both the drawing, forming, cutting, and bending. And we have shared you with case studies from across the globe. So thanks for your patience listening. And if you have any questions, you can please ask me. You can unmute yourself and ask.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Very nice webinar, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks for your feedback.
We got a lot of information from this,
Sure, sir.
and actually we are injection mold manufacturer.
You're doing
So,
injection molding.
injection molds.
Okay.
So we required lots of material.
Okay.
So can you suggest what kind of material should be used very better for this injection mold?
What is the base? What is the type of plastics you use?
HDP.
And what kind of
HDP.
life you're expecting out of it?
8 to 10 years. And,
Yes, sir. If you want longer life, I mean, because I have given 2 lakhs 44. I mean, for 5 lakh shots, but that was done without any night riding. Just to use 2 lakhs 44 without any night riding. And that's the one thing with 2 lakhs, sir. I mean, you can start with 2 lakhs 44. You can use it, and once you feel that, suppose if your I mean your life requirement will change depending upon the project, right? So you can choose when to use with surface treatment, when to use with the direct material. So
Okay.
accordingly you can use it. Yeah, either with 2 lakhs 44 or 2 lakhs 44 plus this one.
Okay. So send me your all these details on mail ID. My mail ID. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Please send me your all these details on my mail ID. Hello.
Hello. Yes.
Sir, send me your all these details on my mail ID, sir.
Yes, we will share the after the webinar. We will share you for all the attendees. Don't worry.
Okay. Including your cost also.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Material cost also. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Hello. Hello. So if anybody else have any questions, you can ask, please. You can also ask us, or if you're unable to ask, you can also write to us at marketing@swedishchemistry. What are the email at which you are given?
Hi, good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Myself Shravan, calling from Navi Mumbai, Shubhda Polymer Product Private Limited.
Okay, sir. Sure.
Yeah,
good to have you.
Actually, we are a tool manufacturing company. We are currently manufacturing epoxy-related components in compression mold and transfer molds. Do you have any good steels for this? Because my raw material is completely content of glass fiber products.
What is the glass fiber percentage, sir?
More than 40%, sir. I suggest actually.
Yes, sir. If it is more than 40%, then you can go for 2lakhs 44 plus night riding.
What is the life we are get with that, sir? Currently, we hardly be our tool sustains around 80,000 shots only.
Okay.
After that,
and what material do you use?
Currently, we are using P20 high-hard, this kind of material, sir. Provided by local vendors.
Fair enough, sir. If you're using P20 high hard, then you can. That's what I said. You can directly try with 2lakhs 44. You can see the performance. If you're getting any wear or
hardness of this, yeah.
2lakhs 44 hardness is 45 HRC, sir.
Okay, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Is this is this good for 100% polishing surface? Is this material is weldable, or if required, if
it is weldable. It is weldable,
yeah.
But the polishability you can achieve up to 5,000 mesh diamond polish.
Okay, sir. I noted your mail ID and contact details.
Yes, sir. Please. If you have further details, you
Yeah,
can write to
yeah.
us. We will respond to you.
Yes, yes. I will write you. Yeah.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for the information, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Yes, I have one question.
Yes.
If the Tulox 44 HRC is 44 HRC,
Yeah.
then is it machinable? Because I think more than 40 HRC would be very difficult to machine. So do we need some different tools for these, or normal tools are okay?
So obviously you'll require to migrate to different tools, in the sense you will not be, it will be difficult for, I mean, I have customers who manage with HSS itself, but
Okay.
what we recommend is you need to migrate to at least, you are the expert here, but we recommend from our side to use at least carbide tools to start with.
Okay, because in injection molding and for plastic molds, mostly there is a lot of scooping going on. So more than 40% of the material is removed.
Yeah, got it.
So removal of material of 44 HRC, I think it is difficult. So I was asking you.
Yeah, sir. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay. Fine, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir, sure.
And
we have
okay.
a question.
And for cold work tool steels also,
Yeah.
the heat treatment parameters, you showed me some data, which was like you compared this Tulox with 2379. 2379, the hardness is more than 58-60 HRC, and the Tulox is 44 HRC. But still, you claim that it is better than, the performance is better than D2 steel.
Yes. Sir, here is the catch. See, the D2 of 58 HRC, which you're saying, it is after heat treatment, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that's what I said. Tulox 44, your hardness can be improved. You can improve up to even 70 HRC, depending upon the kind of surface treatment that you do. So you can do nitriding, you can do laser hardening, you can do induction hardening, all kind of process here.
No, but the main catch is that Tulox, you need not harden it. So you save on the heat treatment time and heat treatment cost.
Yes.
But if I want to harden it and then use it, then I think it would be more costly than normal 2379.
Sir, I mean, it's depending upon the application, sir. I mean, hardening, I mean, taking away the heat treatment is not the only, or the only, what you say, the only advantage of the material. Okay. The matrix is such that if you're facing any cracking issues, or if you're facing any deformation issue, if you facing any chipping problems, so those kind of problems also can be immediately addressed by Tulox. That is where it is superior. That is where it is. What you have a material wherein which it is 4 times or 5 times more tougher than your regular D2. So when you have more toughness, then whatever cracking problems which is attributed with regular D2, those things will not happen with this.
Right.
That's the advantage of using this material.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Sure. Thank you.
I have missed a lot of the PPT. Can you send me, please?
Sure, sir. For all the attendees, we'll share it with you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. So sir, any further questions? So before we close, I think we have one question from Mr. Omax Auto, Mr. Bebekya Ananda Giri. So the customer says that he is using a sheet metal of tensile of 800 and sheet thickness from 5 mm to 8 mm. So what metal do you suggest? So for if it's a cutting operation for this 800, then we would suggest to use Tulox 44 plus induction hardening, sir. So one main reason is there will be no deformation in this as such. Then you'll be able to have better performance with Tulox 44 induction hardening. Sir, any further questions? Okay, if you, I think there are no further questions. So I think we'll wind up this session. And if you do have any questions, please write to this email. We'll be more than pleased to revert to you on this. And for all the participants, we'll be sharing you the file which we have taken today to all the participants who have done. So if you have further questions after reading the file also, you are very welcome on that. So thank you once again from Team SMS to attending this webinar. Thank you once again. Thank you.